by one of the names, and I can help you get driver for today's adventure through the Harambe Wildlife Reserve.
Alright guys, now you're really stuck with me. And we're gonna make like trees and get out of here. As we say in Harambe Twin, let's go. Well, jump everybody, my name is Josh from Opium Safari Drive for tonight as we head into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, as you can see from just looking outside, it's dark. So for the safety of the animals and the people around you, the comfort of the people around you, please, no flash photography at all. I see a flash, boom, I turn this baby around. I'm kidding, I can't. But if I could, I would. I'm kidding. Now, but seriously, no flash photography, no outside flashlights or anything, no. If this is your first time going out into the reserve at night, something I always like to recommend is just put your phones away, put your cameras away. I want you out there with me, right? It's going to be an adventure, it's going to be a lot of fun, but it's dark, and some of the animals, like for example, we're going to be starting in the Little Ichiri Forest. They're kind of like ninjas at hiding, so we're not just looking for the animals, we're listening for them, we're smelling them. Trust me, because we can smell some of them half a mile away, so let's go. Now, like I said, we're going to be starting in the Little Ichiri Forest. The animals here like to use their natural markings and surroundings to blend in. So make sure to keep those eyes peeled like bananas. Now here, we're going to be not just looking for the animals, but for anything suspicious, any rustling of the leaves, any branches moving. The guy on row 2, very suspicious. Let's see. I don't see anything yet. You know what? I know exactly what I'm going to show you first. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. You're going to be like, Josh, you're the best driver ever. I'm like, I know. Look over here on the left side. Check it out. Boom! Watering hole. Very important part of the ecosystem. This where animals come to hang out, have fun, drink water, bathe, gossip, you know, the usual. But tonight is actually the home of that black and white bird right there. You see it? It's called the saddle-billed stork. Now, the saddle-billed stork is one of the few birds in the world that can't vocalize, it can't sing. Instead, it rattles his bill side to side, making a sort of a clicking noise. Now, my friend literally sleeps in the same place every day. And it's actually because he's a territorial bird. So if my friend over here, where another saddle-billed stork would come in, he would open a giant wingspan of 8 to 9 feet, and he would just start slapping them. Just get out of here, this is my land. And he would probably win. He would probably win. He's on my side. I would back him up. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, it is. Don't remind me. It's pretty dark over here, indeed. Because it's not good. I should probably get out of this forest. I've seen how this movie ends, and I'm just a driver. I'll probably go first. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, we're going to be leaving the Little Ichiri Forest, and we're heading into the Safi River. We're going to be taking the scenic route all the way there. So sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and I'll let you know when we get there. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Safi River. Now here, we're mostly going to be looking in the water for our friends. Now, I know that hippos usually like to come out during the nights, but there's two things. It's still pretty warm outside, and hippos are lazy. So, unless they're extremely hungry, it might still get to see just some hippos in the water. So, but hey, that's good enough for me. Let's go around and see if we can find the bloater hippos up in the upriver. So I see them. I see a couple of them over here behind the island. You see them? Those little islands behind the island, those are hippos. Now hippos spend most of their time in the water. They can stay underwater up to 8 minutes at a time. Now my friends are not very good swimmers. They actually can't swim. So what my friends did, they found a shallow end of the river and they just sit on top of it. And if they need to go anywhere, they'll just sink and then walk or run at the bottom of the river. If they're hungry, look, they're right there next to the shore. They'll just go out to eat 80 to 90 pounds worth of food and then go back in the water. Simple as that. Now Oh yeah. Now those gray birds on top of the island right there, those are pink-backed pelicans. The reason they're all together like that is because they're colonial nesters. What does that mean? We overtax them for their teeth. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. They nest in groups ranging between 20 all the way up to 500 of them. So far you're my favorites. Only one person ever laughs at that joke. You guys are a pretty smart cookie. I appreciate that. Now, as we go around, over here on the left side are very dangerous creatures. Please remember to stay sitting down, alright? Those right there on the left side are Nile crocodile. Extremely powerful creatures. One bite could crush your bones. They'll eat anything from fish, zebras, antelopes, even other crocodiles. They're actually very long as well. Wow. The record Nile crocodile has been measured at 19.8 feet long, which is as long as a giraffe is tall, almost. Alright, made it out of Safi River alive, and now we're heading deeper and deeper into Africa, hoping to find more aminos with hopefully less sharp teeth. Yeah. Maybe. Oh yeah, but you know what's not precious? This jungle. I'm done with this. Let's get out of here. Don't worry, sir. I'm not gonna get in trouble. I own the rights. No, no. Let's not joke about snakes. Alright, so we're leaving the jungle and we made it into the savannah, home to millions of migrating animals. And alright, here's the thing. Predators like to come out to hunt at night, so it's kind of like an all-you-can-eat buffet for some of these animals out here, right? So as the sun sets and the last rays of the sun peering through the trees, we're gonna get a little bit of a light on what happens here during the night for some of these animals to survive harsh predator environments. They should all be sleeping, but sometimes animals like to take turns sleeping. Like if they're in a big herd, they'll take turns. Yeah, exactly. So I see some of my friends up ahead. We're gonna go around. Now, I'm gonna do two things. First of all, I'm gonna give them in front of us some space because I don't want them to get jealous. They're gonna hear you laughing and go, ah, that's a better safari. Why couldn't we go on that one? So I'm gonna give them some space. And my next friends, I saw them a little bit earlier. I'm not entirely sure if they're still there. I can't stop for them. So I'm gonna drive by slowly next to them, but alright, I can't stop. They're gonna be on the left side. So I'm gonna be on the left side. There's a little cave up ahead. And last I saw them, they were in that cave. And that's where I want them. I don't want them moving around too much because they're predators. Yep, there's two spotted hyenas right over here on the left side, laying down, sleeping. See them? The spotted hyenas actually hunt for most of their food, contrary to popular belief. And in a clan of hyenas, the females are in charge, where even the lowest ranking female is over the highest ranking male. My friends, if you ask me, that's how I know they're dangerous. Over here on the right side is the gray ones right in front of us. Those are white-bearded wildebeest. They belong to the biggest migratory herd in Africa. So the first thing is I never sleep in the same place more than once. And their safety is in numbers. Like I said, these are actually some of the ones that take turns sleeping. They sleep all together. One of them starts running away, boom, they all wake up and start running away. Pretty smart. Now you see the ones on the back behind the wildebeest? I know they look like babies, but they're not. Those are actually full-grown springbok. Full-grown springbok will only be 2 to 3 feet tall. And if you're wondering, hey, they look pretty small, what's going to keep them safe? So they get their name springbok from the fact that they can spring forward, or jump forward, if you will, 13 feet repeatedly to run away from their predators. Now that usually works, but when it doesn't, they can actually run at speeds between 50 and 60 miles an hour. So they'll jump 4 times their size forward. If that doesn't work, then they can start running. Over here on the left side, those are in Kolikado, my personal favorite here in the savannah. So you might think that those giant horns that grow 3 to 4 feet tall is what's going to keep them safe tonight. But I actually have something better for you. It's actually going to be people. So they were domesticated back in ancient Egypt, not for their meat, milk, or horns like regular cows. They were domesticated as a sign of wealth. Till this day, tribes like the Maasai will make special fences around them called manyatas, and they will be herded into these fences, and the fences will keep the predators away. Because we have money, they have a cold cow. They win. Look at those cool horns, man. The larger the herd, the wealthier they are in the eyes of these tribes. It's pretty cool stuff, man. Alright, let's keep looking. Let's see what else we can find. Look on the right side. Palm trees. I know, right? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
There's a giraffe over there.
Giraffe.
Now, so the safety of the giraffes here in the savannah is their height.
Right in front. Look.
They're 18 to 20 feet tall. I'm gonna cut it off, hopefully, that way we can get a close-up look of the giraffe. Now, they only sleep half an hour during the day, and they're 18 to 20 feet tall. Now, even a baby giraffe is born at 6 feet tall already, and they can start walking about an hour after they're born, which I think is impressive because mom gives birth standing up. So the first hurdle any giraffe ever has to deal with is a giant fall. And then an hour after that, mom's just like, shake it off, let's go, we gotta go. Stop being such a baby. There's actually a couple more giraffes over here on the left side, but these are a lot harder to see, so that's why I stopped for my friend back there. There's 2 more giraffes back there. They spend like 10 to 14 hours a day sleeping.
Yeah.
Jealous. I mean, I eat for most of the day, but 10 to 14 hours, I just can't afford to do that. Unless it's ramen, then I can definitely do it. $14. Now up ahead, on top of the hill, are 2 beautiful baobab trees. Now, baobab trees are known as the upside down trees because they go leafless for 9 months of the year, making its branches look like roots. Yada yada yada, we all know that, right? But here's the thing. Here's something cool I'd like to show you with my friends over here. Look at my friend over here on the left side. Looks like a pretty regular tree, right? Branches look pretty normal, slim trunk though. Look at the trunk, pretty slim. It's big, but it's slim. Look at my friend on the right side. Pretty bulbous, right? Huge, huge. My friend over here holds more water. As we get closer, you're gonna notice something that the other one didn't have. Look at the holes on it. Those holes are from animals using their horns and tusks and hooves to get the water out. Now, it's known as the upside down tree, but during the drought season, because it gives water to the savannah, we like to call it the tree of life. Because it brings life to the savannah. Pretty cool, right? Yup. Oh, I think so. I think so. Oh my god. Over here on the left side. Look. There's an elephant over there. There's a small herd of elephants over here. Now, elephants, a herd of elephants is mostly going to be females and young, right? They just walk around, and if they sense any danger, they will put all the young ones in the middle, and all the females will make a big circle around them and protect them. Trust me, you don't want to mess around with an angry mama elephant. The males, they will leave the herd once they reach a certain level of maturity, but the thing about the difference is a female will on average be 8,000 pounds, a male 15,000 pounds. So it's just not worth the effort going after a male elephant because it's so huge for some of the predators, right? And over here on the left side is Flamingo Island, home of the greater flamingo. Greater because they're the tallest, not because they're better than anybody else. They also have the lightest shade of pink of any flamingo, which they get from eating shrimp and crustaceans high on keratin. Now, I wish I could tell you why flamingos sleep with one leg up, but I can't. I've asked multiple scientists, wilderness explorers, and animal keepers, and nobody can tell me why. Some say balance, some say comfort, some say habit. It's just all sorts of different answers. Nobody truly knows. Now, fun fact, the group of flamingos is called the flamboyants. Now, over here on the left side, there's a warden's post. This is where the warden will hang out tonight to make sure that the other animals are doing just fine. And as you can see over here on the left side, they are just doing that. Those white antelopes right there are called the addax, a desert antelope known as a white antelope because its white fur will turn brownish during the night and then completely back to white during the day. You saw the rhino? Now here's the thing about rhinos. Here's the thing about rhinos. Black rhinos and white rhinos, both gray. So because it's so dark, the only reason I know that that is a white rhino is gonna be two things. We can't see the lips, but we know that white rhino lips are good for eating grass out of the savanna, and black rhinos have pointy lips that are good for eating leaves out of trees in the forest. So first of all, it's in the savanna, so okay, so it might be a white rhino. Now here's the thing. Here's what really tells me there's a white rhino. White rhinos weigh between 4,000 and 5,000 pounds. So they're bigger than the black rhino that can only weigh up to 3,000 pounds. And that's gonna be the real way for me to know right now, because it's just huge, a lot larger. Black rhinos usually have, they might be the same height, but you can see more of their legs just because they have less of a belly. Now usually during the day, as a driver, I might get a little bit nervous around here because there might be cheetahs around. Now I just want to let you know, cheetahs are the only ones out of the big cats that can hunt during the day because they have such a better sense of sight than a sense of smell. So cheetahs during the night can't see, so they just sleep, which is okay. They're the fastest land mammal in the world. So let's think about this for a second. A zebra can run up to 40 miles an hour. Imagine yourself a beautiful zebra right over here on the left side, just eating grass, just eating, nom 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 nom. And then out of nowhere, oh no, what happened to Jerry? You don't know. You don't know. There was a cheetah going 65 miles an hour and you couldn't see squat. So it shows better if we leave the cheetahs sleeping at night, because at least we know that lions can only run up to 35 miles an hour. Now over here on the left side is a copy, a large island of rocks used by predators to look out for prey. Now copies come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, right? Like if you watch the documentary The Lion King, you'll see that Pride Rock is a copy. But then if you see the movie Zootopia, then you'll see that the police station is a copy, which is a large island of rock for predators looking out for prey, and she's sleeping. Okay. She's not really looking out for prey, but she's right there. See the lioness right here on the left side? Beautiful, beautiful creature right there. Now lions mostly come out to hunt at night in groups called prides. In the pride, most of the hunting is done by the lioness, proving one more time it's just good to be the king.
Yeah.
Now, I don't see anybody. Oh man, I see the lion, but he's almost as hard to see as she is. So over here on the left side, he's right here on the left side. He's giving us a cold shoulder, but he's like sleeping right there. See it? You can see it's kind of like it's the mane. It's just, he's really hard to see right now. On top of the rock.
On top of which rock?
Anyway, during the day, lions can actually see as well as we can, but during the night, they can actually see 6 times better than we can. And their paws are padded. But the truth is, the reason we still see him sleeping is because they either rest, sleep, or just spend the most of their day just lying around, 16 to 20 hours a day. Their 4 hours of glory, we're done. They're already tired. It takes a lot of energy to be a lion. It does. It does. See, like if you think about it, you see the antelopes on the right side.
Yeah.
Their food is readily available at all times. They can eat whenever they want. But predators, they have to go out and work for their food, so they sleep a lot. That way, they don't have to burn as much calories. Now, the brown ones that we can barely see over there, we can see their attics cut up to us, but the brown ones are bandabak. Now, bandabak are completely extinct in the wild. You can only see them in reserves like this one. Back in the early 20th century, the bandabak used to be hunted down for those beautiful furs. There were 20 left in the world before farmers were able to save the ones that live within their land. So the bandabak has a pretty good here in the reserve. It just eats grass, is protected by predators and poachers, and we take care of it because it's a constant reminder. It's kind of, I feel like we feel guilty, right? It's like things got out of hand and now they paid the price. But we're working on it, right? We're working on it. Videos nowadays don't look as bad as they did in the 90s. Now we're heading into Magadi Glen, one of the newest parts of the reserve. Now, I see my friend, and my friend's gonna be very hard to see because it's hiding. So it's gonna be on the left side. See the white patch over there on the left side on top of the hill? That's the scimitar horned oryx. My light is shining on it. See it? Back there? On the left side, top of the hill. Now, by a show of hands, how many people like the unicorn? Anybody like the unicorn? Just one person likes the unicorn? Well, for the one person that likes the unicorn was actually based on the scimitar horned oryx. They share a lot of the same physical features. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the villagers will tell me. That's what they like. They're very proud of the scimitar horned oryx being the source of the inspiration for the unicorn. Now, I don't know if that's true, but the scimitar horned oryx is pretty magical in its own right. It's a desert antelope that can go without water for 9 months. Its white fur reflects the sun, and here's what makes me jealous, because I live here in Africa. It doesn't start sweating until its body temperature reaches 115 degrees. My friend barely ever sweats. Jealous. Anyway, we're heading back to the village. Saturday night we had a great time. I had a great time. But it's just what it is, right? So what we're gonna do, let me look at the time. It's 10:12. Unless you're a cheetah, you might not be able to make it over to Asia to catch the last Jungle Book show, Live with Magic. So something I always like to recommend, if you're hungry, grab a snack, and then head on over to the Tree of Life, and you might get lucky enough to see it awaken in front of your own eyes. It's a pretty magical experience, but I recommend it. It's pretty awesome. Now, if this was your first time heading out into the reserve at night, or heading out to the reserve in the first place, I want to say thank you personally, Joshua, to you guys. It's been a pleasure and an honor having you on board. Hope everybody had fun. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to come around and ask. I'll do my best to answer them. I'm about halfway expert mode right now, so I'm working on it. Alright, so you might know, we don't like to say goodbye. Here in Harambe, we like to say Kwaharini. Kwaharini simply means to go well. So go well, my friends. Kwaharini, have a great night out there, and come back and see us again.
Hey everybody, just wanted to say thanks for watching. We know you have lots of choices for theme park videos, so we appreciate you making the time for us. If you enjoyed the video, please click the thumbs up button, and if you'd like to see more rides, shows, and attractions, don't forget to subscribe for new videos every week. Thanks.